Hello everybody, hope this video finds you well. This is my alpha 112_01 world. Right now I'm doing a little bit of a commute to my mining base. This way station here is a little unfinished, so don't mind the mess. You know something, usually if I make a video on this world, I'm always doing some kind of project, or I'm usually grinding away at one thing or another. I've built a lot of stuff in this world. Something you need to know about this version is that alpha requires a lot of patience. There's no enchantments, there's no villager trading, there's no end or nether dimension, not in this version anyways. The best tool I can usually get is a stone pickaxe, and that's because iron is just too valuable to consistently use. Any blocks I ever place, anything I ever craft, takes a lot longer to get than in a normal version of Minecraft. So yeah, this is a version of the game that rewards patience and slow progress. All that being said, I think in this video all I want to do is go caving. It's one of my favorite things to do in this game. I've always found caving to be very relaxing, especially caving in old versions of Minecraft. It's almost stressful in new versions. Those giant caves, I don't know, I never really got into it. The old caves is what I'm used to, and even though I've done it probably 1,000 times in my life, it just never gets old for me. I love disappearing and exploring these winding, long cave systems that I have no idea where they're going to lead. I might get lost, who knows, I might find a dungeon. That's a rare find out here. Generally, I just like collecting ore over time and kind of managing my resources and fighting mobs and stuff like that. There's a lot of reasons I like it. Mostly I find it pretty chill, something I can do at the end of a long day to kind of help me prepare for the night. Now I'm out here looking for the perfect cave system to explore. I saw a few, but I want to find one that has a little bit more potential. I have a gut feeling about these kinds of things after doing it for so long. But yeah, we just passed the chunk error border of my world. At one point in the past, I changed the seed of my world so I could generate some monoliths, which is like an old alpha glitch if you don't know. But that causes the terrain to just kind of abruptly cut off between old and new chunks. Just a feature of the world, I don't mind. I'm also making very certain that we are in positive coordinates. That's an especially important part of caving in alpha. If you're in negative coordinates, if either one of your coordinates are negative, you have a less chance of finding ore. If both of them are negative, then it's a lot less. I don't know the exact rates off the top of my head, but always mine in positive coordinates in alpha, never mine in negative. It's just not worth your time. Always mine in positive coordinates in alpha. You're gonna find way more stuff. Like, I have never been this way before. This ocean is huge. The sun's gonna go down soon. I gotta find a cave pretty quick. All right, there we go. I have a good feeling about this one. Got kind of a wide mouth cave opening here. Let's check it out. Let me organize my stuff really quickly. Oh, I knew it. Look at that. Deeper and deeper. Okay, here we are. Never get tired of mining iron. There's a lot of iron in here, that's pretty good. We're not very deep into the cave yet, though. One thing I'm for sure going to be consistently grateful for in alpha is that there's just a lot less item diversity in this version, and because of that, I don't really have to worry as much about clogging up my inventory. Like, all I gotta really worry about is coal, sediments like dirt and gravel if I even want to keep them, cobblestone, which is nice to have on hand, iron, gold, diamonds, wood, torches, tools. Sounds like a lot, but it's compared to modern, it's very little. I guess I picked wrong because although we got a lot of ore here, we really didn't have much of a cave to explore here. The thing is, this same cave system, it extends up onto this hill. I just saw an opening over here that I think that I could try. Though I don't have a good feeling about this one, but I don't want to be out at night. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, nothing. This is a really nice little island though. It's like almost completely surrounded by ocean, and that's kind of rare in alpha. Like, terrain in alpha either generates above water or below water. That's it, it's just a giant noise map. So it doesn't get too diverse. Hey, look at this. Under the beach here. Hey, maybe we'll find something down here. Oh, that looks like it goes awfully deep. Okay, so I was right about the cave system. I was just wrong about the entrance. I do hear a lot of mobs, though. Thankfully, I have a diamond sword. We definitely need to make some more torches. Okay, we're in. Oh my goodness. Oh man, I picked a dangerous one. Oh, that's not good. Hey, I hear a lot of spiders. Oh. Oh, okay. Alright. I get it. For situations like this, I brought a stack of wheat. Food is not stackable in this version, but wheat is. So if I keep a stack of it on hand, I don't have to worry about losing it while I'm down in the cave. I think pretty soon I need to go make some breakfast. I'm getting pretty hungry, honestly. I'll probably take a break, but it won't seem like a break to you guys. I'm thinking about making some French toast. French toast is one of my favorite breakfast meals if I want something sweet in the morning. There's a lot of different ways to make it. But usually I prefer sourdough bread and then an egg and heavy cream, vanilla extract, a little bit of cinnamon. Doesn't take too much. I like to go pretty heavy on the egg too. And then I have maple syrup, and this is important. I think a lot of Americans are used to fake syrup, but I have actually made my own maple syrup before. It's a very grueling process. I made it with my dad. Over the years, we've made it a few times, and it requires harvesting lots of sap from trees and, being very patient while you boil it off, that kind of thing. But the result is so worth it. It's actually super, super tasty. This cave is huge. My God, I could see, look how far I could see down. All right. I'm not even sure how I should explore this whole thing. All right, let's kind of treat this as level 1 right here. It looks like there's a flat area. This is our level 1. The process of making maple syrup involves harvesting all the sap from maple trees. We do a tube and a bucket, and then we collect it in a big tank, bring it all back to the evaporator, and then we boil it for hours and hours, sometimes days, which means just sitting out there and constantly feeding a wood fire and going out and chopping more wood, just so it stays hot enough that it can consistently boil. It is really important that it stays at a consistent temperature. But let me tell you, maple syrup never tastes as good as it does when it comes right outside. My goodness, that scared me. Maple syrup never tastes as good as it does when it comes right out of the tap for the very first time. It's delicious. I could drink a jar of it, honestly. After that, reheated, it's not the same, and I don't know why. It's still delicious, of course, but it's just different. I think we're getting into some dangerous territory over here. I see a skeleton. Ah, where did he go? Did he fall? I don't want to die out here. That would suck. Oh my gosh. Whew. Oh. So yeah, I'm thinking that I'm gonna go make some French toast for breakfast with some tea. Probably some Earl Grey tea. There's nothing wrong with the classic. Recently, I tried a little tea experiment. I took some green tea I had that I wasn't really drinking, and I got a bunch of it, and I put it in a giant gallon jar, and then I filled it with water. Ooh. Now I let it sit in the fridge overnight, and that's called cold brewing. That's how you cold brew tea. Sometimes it's nice to have some iced tea on hand. So after waiting that long, I made a glass of it, and then I got some honey and tried to stir it into there with a fork for better stirring. And that was kind of a bad idea because honey doesn't really mix into cold water very well compared to sugar. And also the honey flavor just tasted kind of strange with it when it was cold like that. So it wasn't too good. I tried to have some this morning while I was going to record this video, and it had become bitter, which I didn't know that could happen. Oh. Dang, there's so many creepers down here. I didn't know that could happen with cold brewing. I thought that was only when you brewed something for too hot for too long, but apparently, yeah, that's a thing that can happen. So I had to get rid of it, which, unfortunate, a little bit of a failed experiment. Next time I should do black tea, I think, because it's a lot more sturdier than green tea. We are doing really well. I'm telling you, mining in positive coordinates truly pays off because look at how much stuff I'm getting already. Oh man, that seems so pathetic. But I have more than a stack of iron, and that's really good for alpha. I think I'm gonna make myself a deal. I'm gonna allow myself a little bit of luxury. If I find 3 diamonds in this cave, I'll let myself have a diamond pickaxe. That's something I never really let myself make, just for saving the diamonds, but I guess I'm not saving the diamonds for anything there, except decoration, potentially. The block palette in alpha is awfully limited. I don't really have a full range of colors to work with, so a rare block like a diamond block is kind of is extra special, Spider's staring at me from over there. Speaking of that, I don't have anything to mine this gold with. I actually am going to need an iron or a diamond pickaxe if I want to pick this gold up because there's no other ways. Dang, look at this system. I mean, it's probably hard to see for you guys. This one spider... Oh. I was going to say it was trapped there, but then they got adventurous. I have a feeling there are diamonds down there, like right down there. But that's a bit of a leap from where I'm at now. It's a bit of a dangerous leap, really. Breakfast has got to be one of my favorite meals of the day, and I know that a lot of people say that it's overrated, and oftentimes I don't even get a chance to eat it, but it's like the one meal a day where you can have something sweet with something savory, right? Like I could have a pancake and I could have bacon. It's classic, but there's really nothing better. For a while I was making overnight oats, so I was getting steel cut oats and then letting them sit in milk and maple syrup overnight, and then I would put Greek yogurt on it in the morning and some granola and some fruit, and I would eat it. And it's pretty good, but I wonder if it kind of like messed with my gut a little bit. One of my favorite breakfasts of all time is the breakfast sandwich. Now it's like bacon, egg, and cheese, of course, it's not super complicated, but a few years ago for Christmas, my grandmother got me a breakfast sandwich making machine. And this machine was pretty special because what it did is it had several pans kind of sitting on top of each other, little pans. One would hold the bottom of an English muffin and your meat and your cheese, and the top would hold an egg and the top of the English muffin, and it would cook it all the way. And then when you were done cooking, you would remove the separator between the pans. The top half and the bottom half would fall on each other, and then you'd have a delicious breakfast sandwich. That thing was honestly perfect. I used to eat a breakfast sandwich every morning when I was living at the university campus. And when I moved back home with my parents to save money, I never took it out of storage, so maybe I need to be doing that. Like the skeleton. Ooh. He's like a turret. Get down from there. Oh my goodness. Got quite the mob waiting for me. I feel like we're pretty close to diamonds. This cave system's so impressive, but honestly, it's just so confusing. And I hear so many mobs. Oh my gosh. I'm being swarmed. I wonder if there's a dungeon nearby. In this old version, the only structure that generates in the world are dungeons, that's it. And they're pretty good because they give you moss stone, like mossy cobblestone, which that's the only way to obtain it. And they give you a little bit of rare loot, of course. I feel like looting structures is a core part of modern Minecraft's gameplay loop, whereas in old Minecraft, you have to really just obtain everything yourself. So something like a structure which might give you some redstone or gunpowder, maybe even a music disc. The loot isn't amazing, but it's all that more reward. Plus everyone really just comes for the moss stone anyways. Honestly, in Alpha 1.1, there's almost no reason to make a mob grinder out of a dungeon. And that's because mobs don't drop very many useful things. I mean, string, I guess, is useful if you want to craft a lot of wool. But you can make a wool farm that's a lot more efficient. And I'm planning on it. Once I make my passive mob farm, I won't really need to use any string farms anymore. The only thing you can craft with string besides wool is bows. And bows have unlimited durability. Skeletons drop arrows, but that's it. They don't drop bones in Alpha 1.1 because bones don't exist. There's no way to bone meal anything. Arrows are useful, so I could see that being somewhat useful, unless you're just randomly killing skeletons consistently enough that you don't need a farm to get them. Zombies drop feathers. Feathers can be used to make arrows, but they need flint and sticks, so that's just useless. Creepers are the only mob worth farming, but there are no dungeons that spawn creepers, so kind of at an impasse. They're helpful for early game, that's about it. We're doing pretty good though, but now I'm getting worried that I'm gonna miss out on like a big section of the cave just because I wasn't paying attention, you know what I mean? Like, okay, over here, I didn't even see this. First, let me grab all this coal here. Well, there's some iron I didn't even see. Right there, look at that. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I really should dig that breakfast sandwich maker out of storage. I've been wondering. It was so convenient. It only took 5 minutes to cook if you already had all the ingredients. I should go find that thing. I don't even know where it's at. I love like really hyper-specific cooking equipment that just kind of does one thing. Like maybe it's a little wasteful and obviously I don't need it to make that, but it is super convenient, it's super fast, and I just like stuff like that. I like all kinds of cooking equipment. You know what I like to have is a mortar and a pestle, like one of those stone bowls and then something to grind up spices in it with. Like I could grind fresh black pepper or I could grind down tea to make into matcha or something like that. That would be really fun to have. Or, you know what else I'd like to have is a torch, like a little handheld torch. You can use them to melt cheese on like a fancy sandwich or like toast bread really quickly. Or make a creme brulee, which I've never actually done. But I find myself wishing I had one so much when I'm cooking. I don't know, I just think it would be really useful. I would also love to have an espresso machine. I've always been fascinated whenever I go to a coffee shop. The machines that they have to make a good cup of coffee, I'm talking about the really nice ones. When you get a really good cup of coffee, they have these big fancy espresso machines and like, I don't know how they work, not really, but it smells amazing and they look really cool and I would love to have one. I know I'm mostly a tea guy, but if I had anything to make coffee with, I think I would do it. Now I do have a percolator. I did get a percolator for Christmas one time. But the thing is that a percolator makes so much coffee and I don't have anyone to share it with. Not until I move in with my girlfriend. Then I'll bust out the percolator. But until then, I don't have a use for it. It just makes too much at a time. Plus, I heard that percolators are not the most efficient way of making coffee. Let's go down below. Oh my goodness, that's quite the drop. But there is coal here, which means I have to get it. I feel like I could talk about food all day. I love to eat, but being honest, I don't eat that much. I'll eat a lot at a time, but sometimes I don't eat much throughout the day. And I need to eat more. I have to remind myself. I love it a lot, but I'm not always prepared to eat. When I lived on my own at university, I was cooking probably 50% of the time I had free. I was literally just cooking. And that was great. I love to cook, but it really was time consuming. I did try to get into meal prepping a little bit, and I wish I could do that more in the future. Basically, what I would do is I would go to Trader Joe's, I would buy rigatoni, I would get their pasta sauce, and then I would get a can of crushed tomatoes. I would get some Italian sausage, I would get some... Oh! Sorry, I might be talking too much, gosh. I would get some murasaki, I think they were murasaki sweet potatoes. You know, like a bell pepper and onion and garlic, that kind of stuff. So I'd fry up all the vegetables, pour the sauce and the crushed tomatoes over it, season the crap out of it. Ooh, okay. I didn't switch to my sword. My sword fast enough. Did he die? Okay, cool. I was not prepared for that battle. I don't remember where I was at, but it just like I would fry up all the vegetables, make the sauce out of it. I'd pour a little bit of heavy cream in there too. And then I would boil the noodles, the sausage, and the cut up sweet potato at the same time, and then combine it all in the sauce. And it was the best. I mean, I still love doing that. It's cheap to make, it's extremely filling, and it tastes amazing. The sweet potatoes in the pasta is something my girlfriend taught me. One of the first times she cooked for me, she put cut up potatoes in her pasta. And I was like, why'd you put potatoes in here? I had never seen that before. And she goes, well, you need something that'll stick to your stomach because I know you get hungry all the time. And that was very sweet of her. So I tried it on my own. I tried different potatoes, sweet potatoes, and I settled on the murasaki sweet potato because that one has like a little bit of a nutty flavor. It's got the best flavor that I think complements pasta. The only thing is that when you cut and prepare it, you have to be very quick because it starts to turn black as it oxidizes, and it doesn't look very good. So just cut it and throw it in the water as soon as possible. Oh, look, another red mushroom. Another red mushroom. Another red mushroom. That makes 3, I think. Look at all this coal. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 veins of coal just right here. I'm probably gonna be doing that for a little while. These mushrooms are pretty rare. They don't spread like they do in beta. It's good to have them on hand, especially if I were to run out of wheat, which I don't think I will. But if I find some brown mushrooms, I can make some mushroom stew. That's the only way to get food in cave systems. There are no glowberries, I guess. You know, one of the questions... Oh! Man. Oh, gosh. There was an arrow stuck to that block from a skeleton that fought me earlier. And it just hit me. The heck? The heck? I just mined through this block. That was weird. Okay, I've never seen that before. What the heck? I just did it again. What? Why did that happen? That is weird. I've never seen that. How long ago did I start this world? I should look it up. Yeah, I started this world on August 3rd, 2024. What? Why am I mining through blocks again? I just mined through here. I need to relog or something. Yeah, I started this world about 8 months ago, so it's been going on for a while. Let's see if I can get this creeper to walk in the lava. Hooray! Hey. Alright, time to make more bread. Alright, I'm finally going to approach this topic. One of the things people ask me the most is why do I play this specific version of Alpha? And I'm going to answer that right now. I think one day I want to make a specific video addressing that question, so people can reference that if they want to. But I'll just answer it really quickly right now for those who are curious. The reason I play Alpha 11201 is because this is the last version before the Halloween update. So the Halloween update introduced biomes, and it introduced the Nether. And I like all those things. I don't have a problem with them. But you have to admit that the Nether does affect the gameplay loop a lot. So prior to the Nether existing, Minecraft was a little different. I didn't have to just make a portal to travel real far away. Of course, that doesn't mean I miss out on unique blocks like soul sand and netherrack and glowstone, which are very nice blocks to have. But another one of the reasons is because Alpha 1.2, which is after this one, changed terrain generation a lot. It added biomes, and Alpha 1.1 is just a lot different. You have big open plains, and then you have random... I can't mine that, I need a diamond pick. And Alpha 1.1, it's a lot different. It feels like the world is a lot wider, I guess. Oh, my lord. Do you see all those creepers? My gosh. Oh, okay. Oh, right. John Wick. Okay, well, we found our diamonds. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Escape. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that didn't kill him. Okay, let's heal up. I just realized something. I can't mine diamonds without an iron pickaxe, so I needed to make an iron pickaxe anyways, which means I should make a furnace. Man, I keep getting interrupted. I am so sorry. I was going to make one more point, and it's that Alpha 1.2 changed the colors, so it stopped being bright green, and it started being dark green, and while it still changed to, like, that beta has, a vibrant green color, which is still really nice, this, like, nuclear green color that Alpha has is really iconic, and I like it, and the last reason is that snow worlds stopped existing with the addition of biomes. I'm going to leave this furnace here. I have no reason to keep it. Now to address that giant mess down there. Maybe they'll have despawned. Not counting on it though. Ooh. Someone else shot me. Oh, he's right there. Where'd he go? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Alright. One more hit and I'm dead. Oh my goodness. Alright. Gosh. This place is awfully dangerous. I am gonna be out of food soon. Oh my goodness. Alright, there's gotta be a better way to approach this. Okay, look, I'm running low on arrows. Arrows definitely don't do as much damage. What I can do... Oh, hey, look at that. Huh, there's a whole new cave system over here. Check that out in a moment, I guess. I have 4 feathers. What I can do is I can try to get 4 flint and then make 16 more arrows, and maybe that'll help me get a little bit of an edge. Alright, cool. We have a little bit more arrows to go off of now. This is literally the last of our bread. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go around. Let's go through this new cave system I saw. Maybe it'll be a little safer. Oh, my stomach is making noises. I need to think about eating soon. This cave just goes on forever. I really don't want to mine any redstone. I already have so much, and I just... Oh, good thing I wasn't standing on there. Gosh, I don't have a huge use for it at the moment, so I don't mind skipping that in order to keep some room available. Zombies have crazy reach. It looks like the cave really does extend back quite a bit, too. I want to use this iron pickaxe really sparingly. Alright, now I am really getting far away from where I originally was. I don't want to get too far away, but I don't want to leave parts of the cave unexplored, especially if there's ore to be found. You know what's weird? There are no mobs over here. There are no mobs on this side of the cave, and it's almost creepier. Now I just like the anticipation that one's going to pop out and try to kill me is even greater, just because I can't see or hear any of them. Alright, finally back from making breakfast. I think it went pretty well. I think I'll put up a picture of it right now. Just had some French toast, warmed up a little bit of maple syrup with some Earl Grey tea. Pretty tasty. I might have to go back and grab... Ooh, look, a brown mushroom. Perfect. Good thing because we're out of wheat. But yeah, I might have to go back and get some jerky or something, meat. Something with protein, you know, because as good as French toast is, it doesn't really fill me up. And I didn't have bacon, which is what I would normally have with it. That's just how it goes, though. Oh, that is quite dangerous. Goodness gracious. Okay. I have, I think, about 10 days left until I finally am done being a student. All my university classes will be over in 10 days, and if I complete every project I have to do within that time, I'll graduate, and then I'll finally be done. I've been a student my entire life. I think I took a gap semester once or twice, but other than that, I've constantly been a student. I'll be graduating with my bachelor's in film production. I already have an associate's in business administration, and I am ready for it to be over. Still have quite a bit to do in the next 10 days. A lot of projects to attend to, a lot of grinding to do. So that's part of the reason I wasn't really feeling up to doing a big build this week. I don't want to tackle any kind of big project on the Minecraft world when I'm already tackling so many big projects in real life. But I'm so close to being done. I figure a caving video would be nice, relaxing. You guys could still hear me talk, but nothing crazy would happen. It's very possible the next 2 weeks I might not upload anything at all. That'd be the first time I'd ever fail to upload anything during the week, which is unfortunate, but I really don't have time, at least not now. I'm in the home stretch, you know? So I hope you can still enjoy this video. Other things I have to do, I have to get my wisdom teeth removed. I had one wisdom tooth removed when I was like 15? I think I was 15. And that put me on a few days. I had 3 in total, and then I got 1 removed, and they told me the other 2 would never pose an issue. They would never pop out or anything. Well, just recently they started popping out of my gums and I didn't know what was going on. So now I have to get them both removed. And I had to schedule that till after my graduation. And it doesn't really hurt. Feels a little weird, but it doesn't hurt too bad. It's very dangerous. Ooh, that was a bit risky, huh? This lava's coming from up there, I think. Yep, just this little pocket. Oh, there's nothing down here. Okay. I just jumped down a pit for no reason. The other thing I have to do is replace the brake sensor in my car because it's busted. Basically, the brake sensor tells your car when you're braking, so it knows to turn on your lights. And I guess for my car, it also lets me use cruise control. When I brake, it turns off my cruise control. That's what the brake sensor does. And since my brake sensor is busted, my car thinks it's always braking. So I can't use cruise control. And my brake lights are constantly on, which is kind of dangerous, but I haven't had time to replace it. I don't have cruise control, which is the worst because when I drive, sometimes I drive for up to 10 hours. Cruise control is a lifesaver, but the last few 10-hour drives I had to do, I had to keep my foot on the pedal the entire time, just locked in place, and that sucks so bad. I wouldn't recommend that to anybody at all. But I bought one, I just have to replace it, you know, set aside some time to do it. The other thing I have to worry about, I guess, is what do I do after I graduate? Like, what's my next move? I think I mentioned before, I'm trying to move to Montreal, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I've already applied for jobs. I haven't gotten any responses, and honestly, I'm not expecting anything. With how the job market is, I'm not expecting any responses at all. It's hard enough to get a job as it is, so getting a job in a foreign country, in a place that is least likely to hire English speakers, I mean, that's really difficult. My thought is, instead of doing that and renting in the city if I did get a job, I bought a house right off on the US border, like New York, real close by, and then just fix it up and then I'd have a little bit of real estate to my name. I could do that. I could continue living with my parents, but I would like to be independent, at least somewhat. I don't know what I should do. My current job, I build circuit boards, and it's been a pretty good job. I've had it for just about 4 years. It pays decently well. That's not what I want to do with the rest of my life, and it takes up a lot of my time. So I told them I was going to quit this year so I could pursue video editing, and they've been pretty understanding. If I do that, I will have a lot more time, which would be nice. But I'll spend that time trying to get clients and building up my reputation. I need to work on making better demo reels to show to potential clients and stuff like that so they can see what I'm capable of. I would basically be spending all my time trying to get my name out there as a freelance editor. Freelance editing is what appeals to me most out of any job I could have, because it means I could work from home. It means I could have freedom. I could work at my own discretion. I could work as much as I want or as little as I wanted. I mean, and I'm only responsible to the deals that I make instead of being forced to get up at 4 a.m. every morning for work. And I've been getting up at 4 a.m. every morning I have to work for the past 4 years. It's not fun. I don't like it. It really messes with my sleep schedule. Like, when I get home from work, it's already 5 and I have like only a little bit of time to do the things I need to do. I have chores to do, I got homework to do, I got YouTube I gotta take care of. And 5 hours is not enough time to do all that stuff. So, because I try to go to bed at 10 so I can have at least 6 hours of sleep, but I never end up getting to bed at 10. It always takes me longer. unfortunately. So yeah, being a freelance editor would give me more time, and the time I did spend working, I think I would enjoy a lot more. All in due time. That's why I'm pretty excited to be done being a student. I can finally move on to the next phase, you know what I mean? And hopefully it goes well. A gift. Our first diamonds. Oh. Oh, he can't reach me. He can't reach me through here. That's funny. Too bad. Let's see if there are any more here. Always gotta check. Okay, got 4. Oh, hello. With the amount of mobs I've been seeing, I'm surprised that I haven't found a dungeon yet. Oh yeah, in the picture that I showed of my breakfast, I guess I'll show it again, I had a book, and it's called Name of the Wind. It's a fantasy book. I'm not really a fantasy reader. Like, that's not the kind of stuff that I read. I like science fiction. But my girlfriend got it for me. She wants us to read it together. She has a copy herself, and we're gonna read like 1 chapter a week. Ooh, more diamonds. So far it's interesting. It reminds me of a lot of other fantasy books. The thing with fantasy is they immediately kind of throw you into the world, right? Like, within the first paragraph of a fantasy book, you're always introduced to like 10 random made-up names for countries or places or gods or demons or people in the book, you know? And it's just like, okay, here we go again. Gotta bust out the notebook, right? Like, keep track of it all, because I certainly am not. When I was younger, I read more fantasy books, and they all are kind of that way. At least that's what I've noticed. Lord of the Rings is an obviously good one, and my favorite, I think, more than Lord of the Rings, is Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire. Maybe I should start rereading it, you know, for when Winds of Winter comes out, the next book in the series. That's been in production for, what, 16 years? Yeah, George R.R. Martin. He doesn't really need to make that next book, does he? He's already made his millions off the show. I don't even know where to explore next. Let's try here. Oh, hello. One of the books I read recently that I really thoroughly enjoyed was The Three-Body Problem by Cixin Liu, or Liu Cixin, I can't remember. But it's a phenomenal book. It's science fiction. Everything is so well written. I mean, it engages in so much scientific theory, and there's so much intelligent detail. It's really one of my favorites. I know they came up with a Netflix show, but I don't know if I'm gonna watch that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, get out of here. We are not in a great situation. Oh. Hey. Don't do that. Oh my gosh. That was the last of our bread. Oh no. I have enough to make 1 bowl of soup. I think that heals me 5 hearts, but other than that, that was the very last of our bread. Let's go up here. I think it's safer this way. Okay, let's do this. We can make 1 bowl of mushroom stew. And yeah, that's 5 hearts. I'm gonna make 1 diamond pickaxe. Okay? That is so much faster. Huh, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Oh! Hello. Phew. There's this one video I wanted to make recently. A month or 2 ago, my girlfriend was here, and I was streaming on this world on my other channel, and she was watching because she likes to watch. And then I think either she suggested or someone suggested that she should try it. So she's like, oh, I don't know, I don't know how to play Minecraft. She's never played it. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just hand you the mouse and I'll take the keyboard and we'll work together. And it was a lot of fun, and she had a lot of funny reactions, I think, because she just, she's not really acquainted with the game. We did that, I think, twice. And I would like to edit that down into a video because I think it'd be kind of fun to watch. I'd like to edit it down into a video. And I've already got all the footage, so it would be a lot less stress on my back. Ooh. Stop it. I hit the guy 3 times, I swear. But yeah, let me know what you guys would think of that. I've been this way before, at least. Oh, hello. Ooh, some diamonds I missed. Yeah, look at that. There's some more diamonds right there. 4 more. When I was a little bit younger, I used to play a lot of adventure maps. I'd look online for the newest adventure maps that had been released and I'd play them. That's something I haven't done in a while, now that I think about it. But one of my favorites of all time was definitely Whereas in a Parallel Universe. That's the name. The guy who made it, he uses like a custom texture pack and everything, and that's nothing I know how to do. But it starts out with you in an office, and you need to go get to the printer room. I think it's to print some paper. And so you have to get the key to the printer room, you gotta talk to the NPCs and like see what the deal is, that kind of thing. And then when you get to the printer room, you're actually reset. You're put back in the office you started in. Except the map is slightly different. Now you have to take a different path to get there. It's just a little bit different from the previous. And then when you get to the printer room that time, you're reset back in your office, but then it's a little more different. Like I think in the third time, the office is a lot nicer, and everyone's talking about their vacation to the Bahamas or something like that, like it's richer. And then when you get to the printer room the fourth time, it becomes a poor place. Like the ceiling tiles are falling, you know, people saying they can't feed their kids. It's just... The idea of the adventure map is that every time you reach the printing room, you're transported to a new universe or a new parallel universe where things are slightly different, but you still have to get to the printer room. And it gets really crazy. There are some universes where everything's frozen over and everybody's dead. There's universes where aliens are coming. Like, I think in 2020, I wanted to make my own adventure map. I had tried before, but I had always failed. Or there's this one I tried really hard on, but I lost it. Like my world got corrupted and I lost it. And that was really sad because I wasn't making backups. Oh, over there. Hey, whoa, okay. Where'd he go? Oh no. Maybe I need to think about getting out of here. I really do need to leave if I want to keep my stuff, but there's so much more to explore. I mean, that entire section of cave is completely dark. Anyway, I worked on this new map. It was like an homage to where I was in a parallel universe. And I basically adopted kind of the same idea. Like you had to reach a certain part of the level, and then if you got there, it just resets you to a slightly different version of that level. And it was a lot of fun to make, actually. I think I got more complicated as things went on. There were NPCs just like the original map. Some of them had the same name, just as like a reference, I guess. Because, again, it wasn't my idea. Here we are. We survived. Oh my gosh. The map, I think I reached like 20 different levels. And I've spent so much time on them. But I never published it. I never published that adventure map. Because I never finished it. I worked on it a little bit over the years. But I was never able to complete the map. I think one day I want to go back and I want to try to finish it. And like get it done and then share it with everybody. Oh my gosh, another cave. Look at that. Our saving grace. Perfect. Ooh. Oh my gosh. This is exactly what we needed. Maybe I should go back in the cave, you know, head back down, see if I can get the rest of the stuff, now that I'm all healed up and everything. Why not? I'm not done. There's more to mine down here. I know there's more diamonds in here, I swear. Alright. Ooh! Oh, gosh. Okay. I get it. I think he aggroed that spider. Alright, alright. Dang, let's craft a little bit more mushroom stew real quick. I knew it! Puts us at 17 diamonds. Alright, I do hear a lot of mobs nearby. That's diamonds right there, isn't it? I just have to clear this water so I can get to them. I'm concerned that underneath this obsidian there's lava or something. Hold on. Okay, looks safe. Oh, I hear slime. This sounds so weird. Oh, there he is. You have to handle slimes a very specific way. They won't split. They won't split if they take more damage than they have. So like if I hit them with a sword and that does 5 hearts, and they have only 3 hearts, they won't split. It's something like that. So I have to punch them. Well, if I want any more slime. See? There we go. You might be wondering, well, what use do I actually have for slime in this version? The answer is none. It does nothing. You can't even make a block with it. I think that was 1.7. I think it was 1.7 where they added slime blocks. Yeah, slime doesn't do anything. There are no pistons. Who knows why it was added? I don't. There's a little guy right here. Sorry. Guess it's a cool trophy or something. Oh my gosh. Whew. Oh, I did too much damage to it. Yeah, it's actually seems super rare where I actually would find a slime chunk. Yeah, if I'm careful and I don't do too much damage to them, I'll be able to get a lot of slime balls. There's a difference in combat between Beta 1.7.3 and Alpha 1.1, which I think are two pretty popular old Minecraft versions. In Beta 1.7.3, the fist does twice as much damage. So while you get better chances of having the slime split and give you slime balls, punch them with your fist in Beta, it's not a guarantee because sometimes you can do a half heart, too much damage. Yeah, but in Alpha, the fist does the bare minimum amount of damage, which is just a half heart. All right, there was one more guy over here. And there's buy some diamonds. Oh, oops. Should have learned my lesson from last time. Oh well. Got 25 slime. That, again, does nothing. I have literally no use for it at all. Maybe there's a mod pack or something out there that makes slime have a use in alpha, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep it vanilla. Slime didn't have a use until pistons were added, and that was in beta 1.7, so they existed for quite a while before they actually did anything, which is interesting. Especially considering that the idea for pistons came from a mod, the piston mod, but slime must have existed before that mod came out. I mean, it must have. I don't know for sure. Wonder if Notch had anything else in mind for it when he added it to the game, you know? It's like eggs. Eggs in this version don't do anything. Cake was added in beta 1.2 or 1.3, but eggs existed for a while, and no, they do nothing. Oh well, I'm keeping it. Ooh, nice. 28 diamonds, not bad. My goodness, there's this entire section I still haven't messed with yet. And over there. This is honestly one of the craziest cave systems I've seen. I'm running out of space to put things. Something I've realized recently is that whether it be, you know, chilling out playing Minecraft or making videos, editing, or working on schoolwork, I'm inside on this computer so much. I mean, it's not even funny. I don't hardly go outside anymore. It's to a point I have to remind myself, like, go outside, smell the fresh air for a little bit. I just hardly never do it anymore. Everything I have to do is on this computer. I guess that's one thing that concerns me about being a freelance video editor. I don't want to spend all my time inside. I'm switching my pickaxes because I've already used almost half the diamond pick. Wow. But yeah, there was a point where I was just getting so tired of it that I just stopped what I was doing. I went outside, took my dog for a walk, and I didn't bring my phone because usually I do. Even when I go outside, I bring my phone because I want to, you know, see if I have any texts I have to respond to, or, you know, maybe someone might need me to do something or answer a question for them, whether it's work or family. I can take a picture and show my girlfriend what I'm doing, but I left it inside. I was sick of that thing. And it feels so nice. I don't know. Just be completely away from it. I wasn't worried about missing text messages when I was out there. It just felt nice. Like I was unburdened and I could actually fully enjoy what I was doing. I went out there and then I noticed in the woods by my house there was some trash, and I spent some time picking it up, and then my dog found a deer antler from somewhere, I don't know where. Ooh, rude. All in all, I had a good time, and I think I need to do that I think I need to do that again today, because I am on a screen so much, even for my job, you know. It hurts my eyes after a while. It starts to burn my retinas. That much time on a screen cannot be good for one guy. Around the same time, I was just like chipping away in this world a little bit, like maybe mining in my quarry or chopping trees. It's a good thing I can store extra stuff in here, huh? Pretty convenient. But I was watching this backpacking video from this guy named Xander Butnick. And he's a YouTuber too, and his job is to go out to these crazy places and go backpacking and go on these adventures and make videos about it. That sounds like a killer deal, and his videos are great, and it just makes me realize what I'm missing when I'm not spending time in nature. Does that make sense? Something I really want to try to do this year, at least one time, is just, I don't know, go on a fishing trip, or a kayaking trip, or a biking trip. Maybe all three. There's some salmon runs here in Michigan at certain times of the year. I'd like to go get some wild salmon, because I love fish. I catch as many as I can and bring them home. It'll save me a lot of money, and I bet it would be amazing tasting. Hold on. I'm glad I brought a lot of wood, at least. I want to go on a biking trip again. I did a little biking trip with my girlfriend in northern Quebec on this bike path. It's like 200 kilometers long. And I can't pronounce the name because it's French, but really pretty out there through the little mountains. And it was a lot of fun to go biking. I went biking on Mackinac Island as well with her on one of those two-seaters, and that was a little bit of a challenge, but once we got the hang of it, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I just want to do one of those things. Besides the other big life moves I have to make, I just want to make some time to be in nature. It is a nice day today. Maybe I should go do that soon. Where'd you all come from? There's like a hit cooldown or something. That's why I take bad hits from zombies sometimes. It might look like I have no skill, but it's actually the game's fault. I promise. Found a few more brown mushrooms, thankfully. I am surprised I haven't found one dungeon down here, not even once. It'd be a lot harder to take home dungeon loot, that's for sure, but it would be cool if I could at least find one. When it comes to dungeons, ooh, there's actually... Oh, get him. My man. Oh, I'm out of arrows, okay. Ooh, okay. There's actually a 1 in 100 chance you'll find a golden apple, and that makes it the rarest item in the game. Because are you even going to search 100 dungeons on your world at all? Probably not. They're already rare enough as it is. So to find a golden apple is like one of the biggest rare item achievements you can make. You can't craft them because you can't obtain apples. The only way to get an apple is by killing Notch. I made a Notch farm one time. I had changed my name to Notch so the game would recognize me as him. And then I made a farm that just rapidly killed myself. It worked. I mean, I got an apple every time I died. Yeah, but that's a little bit impractical, I think, for alpha. I could try it. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's not cheating. It's using game mechanics. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is cheating. Also, by the way, there's no lapis. There's no lapis in alpha, that's why we haven't seen any. That puts us at 33 diamonds. And now that I think about it, pretty soon I need to head to the little farmer's market nearby. There's a tiny farmer's market in the middle of nowhere, near where I live. They sell my favorite ice cream. You can get ice cream anywhere, right? But they sell ice cream that's like made with honey and eggs, and that's kind of how they used to make ice cream way back in the day. And I don't know, the flavor is just different. I love it. It's my favorite. It smells a little weird, but it's super tasty. The last one I had was a coffee ice cream. It had little bitter pieces of chocolate in there, which was super, super tasty. And I've been craving it. I feel like I want to go get some more. So I guess in an hour or two, when I take a break, I need to go check it out. Because they close, I think, at 5. When I'm at a spot to store things. Oh, alright. But we keep finding diamonds. I need to think about heading up soon. I'm not going to be able to hold everything. Oh, there's a hole right here. Rude. Oh, that's my last brown mushroom. Alright, I think we gotta play it safe and start looking up for a way out. I mean, the cave is far from cleared, that's the thing. But I don't have enough space and I have one more mushroom stew. Now I'm hoping I don't find a dungeon. I have no room for anything. Oh man, what do I throw away? I don't know. I mean, how badly do I need a shovel? Oh. Oh no. Okay. Do I make another pickaxe? No, I need to leave. I need to get out of here. Okay. Sorry, gold. No, I feel sad. I guess that's motivation to actually leave. I kept turning around and looking for more spots to mine in. Yeah, over this way. I feel like I've been down here for half my life. Oh, and of course it's nighttime. Alright. We finally escaped. Man, I don't even remember how we got here. How do we get to this island? I don't know. Okay, I think I came from that general direction. Over that way. Let's head that way. Okay, I went and got a snack and just sat AFK till daytime came. And I can't remove this pillar. Okay, cool. But that is the island that we came from, which means that I either came from this way, or I came from that way. And now I'm not sure. I should have marked my path out here. Alright, that was definitely the right direction, because look, there's the chunk boundary. Alright, let's see if I can scale this mountain. Next time I go caving like that, I need to bring like a stack of leather, or something, so I can just continuously make armor. Leather armor doesn't last very long, but it does give you full defense points. It works a little differently in this version. Nice. Alright, here we are. Now if I'm correct, the mining base is just over that hill. Look at that terrain though, dang. Alright. Here we go. Coming down. Ow. Oh. Look at that, there's the peak of the painting museum. I never look at it from this angle, but this little building is completely dwarfed by that museum here. You know, this isn't a bad spot for more buildings if I wanted to put them. Alright, finally. Alright, let's take stock of what we got here. First, oh man, I don't think I can fit this in here. I'm gonna have to change this to another ores chest. Alright, almost 15 stacks of coal, not counting all the coal that we mined and turned into torches. Almost 8 stacks of iron, that's really good. Just over 1 stack of gold. I have no use for gold at all, but it is pretty. And 43 diamonds. That's how much I mined in all that session. Yeah, I won't have to go mining anytime soon. Look at all those diamonds. I mean, I have a lot now. Well, I guess that's just about it. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble about random stuff while I was mining. I hope you found it relaxing. This is not a typical video that I would do. A lot of people told me that they would love to just sit and watch me go mining, so I'm going to hold you to your word on that one. I have a lot to worry about, so videos might slow down in the coming weeks, and I apologize for it. Hopefully this long video can make up for some of that, even if it's not as exciting as the other ones. But yeah, I think I need to go take a break, get some sunshine, and then I gotta get back to it because I got homework to do and I got editing to do. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment, tell me what you thought. If you like the video, it really does help grow the channel. It does make a big difference and I would appreciate it. But yeah, I've been Monster, and have a good night.